Sup everyone, I'm your female otaku, and I actually watched Interspecies Reviewers. That's right, an advocate for asexual awareness and avid hater of Kuzu no Honkai watched the entirety of Interspecies Reviewers. Why? It all started when I saw my buddy Mr. AJ's tweet from the Cartoon Cypher, which if you haven't checked out their channel, highly recommend. He tweeted about how hilarious the first episode of the English dub was, only for it to be cancelled the next day. Now, I didn't know anything about Interspecies Reviewers except for the promotional poster, which looked like absolute harem garbage. But the guy knows a good dub when he hears it, so I was like, okay, why not check it out? I watched the first episode of the dub, and the dub was actually really funny. But man, was the premise of the show just god awful. The best way how I can explain the premise of the show is, you know when you're in your weird ass D&D campaigns? I'm talking super strange DM, or maybe you guys are just all super drunk and just coming up with like wild ass scenarios. Cause I don't, cause my group never has the time to meet up. Basically, you got your stereotypical medieval like setting, D&D classes galore, except what if you actually got to do them? Our main characters Stunk, Zell, and Krim are on a quest to screw as many succubus girls as possible. Succubus girls is the name of the brothel ladies. They don't have to be a succubus, but the succubus were the ones who started this trend. And they just bounce from brothel to brothel, doing all sorts of mythical and celestial creatures. And then after that, they give out a review. Now, of course, Interspecies Reviewers ended up getting more and more talked about because people wanted to know what the heck was so bad about this show for it to suddenly get pulled from Funimation and then pulled from Japanese networks. This also piqued my curiosity, as even though episode 1 was just plain garbage, there wasn't anything so inappropriate for it to warrant its pull until I caught up to the show. By the time I caught up, 4 episodes have come out, and why did I continue to watch this anime when they show explicit sex scenes? I don't know. Actually, no, I do know, because the first 7 episodes, and strictly the first 7 episodes, were incredibly tough for me to watch. As a sex-repulsed asexual, I was just making the grossest of faces while watching each and every single episode. But the tipping point of it for me was episode 7. Nothing could compare to the grotesque things that I witnessed in episode 7. And I'm not just saying this as an ace, I'm just saying this as a person who witnessed something gross. I didn't even eat eggs after a week. So for those of you who saw the series, you know what I mean now. But for those of you who didn't and are interested in seeing Interspecies Reviewers, let me tell you, skip episode 7. I know when people say, hey, don't watch this, it makes you want to watch it, but I'm telling you, buddy, skip episode 7. After episode 7, things were pretty much a walk in the park for me after that. I've seen the worst that there was. Nothing could compare to how disgusting episode 7 was, so the rest of the series was actually pretty enjoyable. I honestly have no complaints for the rest of the series because I just saw the worst of it at episode 7. So I just got to enjoy the anime for what it was after that. Especially episode 10. Episode 10 is when the gang gets to go to a rated 10 out of 10 brothel, and I gotta agree with them. That is the perfect place. I want to go there and get myself the perfect waifu. It was a good episode, man. Are there any positives to the first half of the anime? Well, the opening slaps. That montage you saw was an accurate representation of me whenever I hear that opening. I will sing it out loud. I know what the heck I'm saying too because I looked up the lyrics, but I do not care. I am singing it out loud like it is gospel. I actually do have some favorite characters. Zell, I thought, delivered the most entertaining lines. He's a dude elf. He cares a lot about mana when it comes to going over to these brothels. So he'll be all like, you know what? This person didn't give me enough mana. This person here is actually older than my mom. So I kinda am not interested in going out with another elf. And I just thought he was the most funny one. And then there's Mitsue. Mitsue, she's fantastic. I did not expect her to be a reoccurring character. She's this like 64-something-year-old human that of course none of us would want to spend the night with, but every other mythical creature does. To them, Mitsue is the creme de la creme, the chef's kiss of brothel girls. And she's very highly acclaimed amongst the other Sukkyu girls. So much so that she's rated #1 and all the other Sukkyu girls want to be her. They get advice from her and it is the best segment out of each and every single episode. It's the fact that a 64-year-old woman can show a really hot looking elf girl the ropes. Do I recommend Interspecies reviewers to you? I mean, hey, if you just want to watch something absolutely ridiculous and you live alone, then go on right ahead. Just skip episode 7, please. Save yourself the trouble. Just don't do it. Don't do it. Before I end this review, I just gotta say, slime girls and mushroom girls are the best. Done. I'd like to give a very special shout out to Giovanni Herrera and Fiery Artin for donating to my Patreon. If you'd like a very special shout out in the next video, stream, or what have you, then please click on the Patreon link in the description to donate. I'm also going to try to stream on Mondays and Saturdays for Fate Grand Order between 1 p.m. and 5 p.m. EST, so do make sure you tune in during those times. Make sure you keep up with my social media as I will be giving updates on streaming. I'm your female otaku. Sayonara.